What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 201, and we start today's episode by seeing the season's budget for the new season. We've been given £73 million and a 350 grand wage budget as well. So yeah, a very decent budget to begin the season with, and I'm very happy with that. Of course, we won the league title in the last episode, that massive 90-minute episode, thanks to Michael and Goose scoring in the 90th minute. So yeah, we did win the season. We did win the league last season, and we've been given £73 million to try and do it again, and hopefully we will be able to do it again. Of course, we will be in the Champions League this year as well. And as you can see, I've offered some contracts to our young players in our youth squad, youth academy, just a couple of them, and I also released one as well. Or did I release two, or just release one? I don't know, but still, we offer some contracts to some of our young players because a couple of them do look okay, and I'll try and loan them out. But of course, loaning out players on career mode is just one of the most impossible things to do. You know, it really is. But still, we'll try and loan them out and hope for the best. But we also got a new player as well. Suso joined on a pre-contract, the 88 overall Spanish player. He can play as an RM or a CAM or an LM or anywhere really. He's got some great stats, and we're going to have him playing in the CAM slot, as you'll see the squad and how I got it set up at the end of the episode. It does look quite nice indeed. Is it the end of the episode? I think it is. But still, yeah, Suso comes in, and we also decided to go ahead and try and buy some players. Yay! We're going for this left back to begin with, 23-year-old English left back at Stoke. He looks very decent for a low valuation, so we'll wait and see what Stoke say, because he's got some very decent physical stats, and we should wait and see. New Luke Shaw, who knows. Also Ricky Tilson of Manchester City. Now, I've seen this guy before, but I never bothered bidding for him when I was at Spurs. He does look very decent, and of course his contract is up at the end of the year, so possibly we could get this guy on a cheap deal. Who knows? We offer £5 million, and we'll wait and see what Manchester City say. He is valued 3.5 million higher than that. We'll wait and see what they say. Also Matthew Wilkinson of Southampton. Now, as you can see, the players I'm going in for to begin with are backup players, really substitute to reserve players who could do a job in the first team, but mainly sub to res players. And the reason behind that is quite simple. The first 11's fine. The first 11's really fine. It's a very strong team. Our main problem is strength in depth. That's our main issue. And of course, as we are going to be playing the Champions League this year, we'll be fighting for 4 trophies in the Champions League, League Cup, FA Cup and the League. We could probably do with signing some good backup and reserve players. So because of that, we put in some bids for some players. Glenn Robinson, now he's the only first choice player I really do want. He's got some fantastic stats, and he really does look very good. Also Anthony Wynn, might get this guy back on loan. Had him last year, was very good. Had him at Spurs, very good. He seems like a very good striker to have as just a backup player. You know, 75 overall, 23 years old. We're putting a £3 million bid on, wait to see what they say. But also Ezekiel of Arsenal as well. Now, I just said Robinson was the only first 11 player I was interested in. I don't know why I said that, because there's a couple of other targets as well, including Ezekiel. 84 overall, 27 years old, £14 million valuation. We matched that, and we'll wait and see what Arsenal say. Also Dybala of Juventus, that's a terrible pronunciation, I'm sorry. The Argentine centre forward there, 84 overall. We do the exact same as Ezekiel, match the valuation, wait and see what they say. Also possibly a chance to sign Don Gill again, but getting back at the Den, who knows? I don't know, to be honest, but we'll have to wait and see. We put in a bit of £10 million and wait and see what Fulham say, if we can get our old player back. Also Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Now, the reason behind this is because I'm not the massive fan of Ermakov, to be honest, and although he did score what was to be the equalising goal that set up the final frantic few minutes in the final day of the season, I would much rather a better player, and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, an 85 rated 27-year-old winger, looks very good indeed. But Juventus, Fulham and Arsenal all rejected these bids, as did Southampton and Stoke. However, Arsenal did accept the transfer offer for their striker Ezekiel of just £14 million. We also saw that Ryan Burge, our youth players, came in, and he's a 64 overall player. Nothing special. Again, we'll try and loan him out in the during this window. But yeah, Ezekiel, Arsenal accepted a £14 million bid, which means that we can go ahead and offer him a contract, which is great, because I've never used this guy on FIFA before, and I do like to sign players that I haven't used before, just to test my skills out, if you will, and try and keep the series fresh. But let's try and sign Ezekiel, and we'll wait and see what he says. We offer him a £100 a week contract, a £10 pay cut, and we'll wait and see what he says. We also put a new bid for Matthew Wilkinson, the centre-half of Southampton, of £13 million. He's only 23 years old. He looks very good as a backup player, and and also Juventus, Arsenal and Fulham weren't happy for the bids we put in for Oxlade-Chamberlain, Dybala, and also, who was the other player I was thinking of there? I can't remember. Oxlade-Chamberlain, Dybala and Dongu, there you go. And also Stoke said the bid for Danny Wright, the left back, wasn't good enough, so we put in a new bid, and we'll wait and see what they say, because he does look like a very, very good left back for the future, you know, he really does. And also we have 3 scouts, of course. In the last episode we signed a new scout. We signed a 5-star experience and 5-star judgment scouts. We've now got 2 5-star experience and 5-star judgment scouts. That's fantastic. And yes, my voice went a little bit high there. And yeah, we send one of them out to England. We send the other one out to Brazil. I think we send the other one out to Brazil, do we? Do we send them to Brazil? Hopefully we do, because I can stop saying Brazil like that. Yeah, I think we send this guy out to Brazil. Yes, we do. It took me long enough to get onto the right side of the continent there. But yeah, we send this guy out to Brazil. We send the first one out to England, the second one out to Brazil. And our 3-star experience and 3-star judgment scout, the weakest of the 3, goes to Japan, just for a laugh. I don't know why I sent him now. I just thought, why not? Maybe get some players in for the commercial reasons. I don't know. But anyway, Spurs want £8 million for Anthony Wynn. And we shall wait and see. I think I actually put in a loan bid for him and a possible future fee of £6 million. Yes, I did. So we'll wait and see what Spurs say there. We also saw as well that City and Spurs rejected bids for Robinson and Ricky Tilson, but Josh Meekings, another youth player, has came in, and again, this guy looks as average as it gets, really. 65 overall CAM, some decent stats, don't get me wrong, but you know, he's more just well, he's not getting any decent stats at all, does he? He looks like one of those players who could develop for the future, but at the time being, he's not good enough. So we try and send him out on loan and hope for the best. But also Spurs, they don't want to let go of Robinson. They really don't. He seems like an awesome player, of course, and I'm willing to offer £20 million for him, and we'll wait and see what Spurs say. He's the one I really want. I really would love to have Robinson and Triggs as a holding midfield wall, but we'll have to wait and see. City want £9 million for Ricky Tilson, so we'll give them £7 million, and we shall wait and see what they say, because that's not a bad deal. You know, this is a player who we could get for free next year if we want, or they can take £7 million right now. So wait and see what Pellegrini says. And also as well, Kevin Bartley wants a new contract, but as per usual, during the transfer windows, I never like to offer contracts. And also as well, Arsenal said the transfer offer was unacceptable for Oxlade-Chamberlain. They want £21 million for the highly rated winger, and we put in a new bid of, I think it's £18 million plus Castagno, that free agent we signed at the start of last year. Okay, £17 million plus Ricky Castagno, and we'll wait and see what they say. We also saw that Southampton accepted the bid of £13 million for Matthew Wilkinson. So like I said, I'm going for a couple of players, and this guy looks like a very awesome centre-back, and we offer a contract there and wait and see what he says. We also saw as well that transfer offers have been made for Junior Malander and Todd Kane. Ezekiel has accepted his contract. Spurs are going to consider the loan deal, and also they have rejected another bid for Glenn Robinson. They do not want to let go of Robinson at all, and that's not a real surprise because he is a bit of a monster. So we submit a new deal for the guy, and you know, this is going to be a massive overspend if we get the guy in, but to be honest, I really do like the look of him. I loved him at Spurs. I think he's an awesome player, great stats, and I'd love to get him into my side. And also transfer offers came for Junior Malander and Todd Kane. Lille want Malander for £9 million, and I was like, well, I think he's worth a bit more than that, don't you? 80 rated 26-year-old, very awesome player. PSG want Todd Kane for £7 million, and we just said straight up no, that's just way too low. So there you go. But Ezekiel has accepted his contract, so Ezekiel is going to be our first signing other than of course the 2 youth players we signed. So Ezekiel comes in for £14 million, and I'm pretty happy with that deal. You know, 84 overall player, 27 years old, very decent stats. Just look at those stats, very awesome, so quick, great finishing stat at 86, looks very awesome, and I'm very happy to sign this guy. He'll give Danny Ings some real competition for that number 9 shirt, or number 10 shirt if you will, so that's a good signing in my opinion. And also Stoke have accepted a bid of £8 million for Danny Wright, so we got on offer the left back a contract, but to be honest, we've got other targets at the moment, so even though he might accept this, I'll probably turn it down just for the time being, but we'll have to wait and see what happens there. We also offered a new bid for Ricky Tilson. City want £9 million, and I'm like, well, you know, we could take this guy for free in the summer. You know, you should just be grateful for what we're giving you. You know, we up it to £7.5 million though, and we shall wait and see what City say, as they'll come back to us eventually. And also as well, Arsenal have accepted the bid of £17 million plus Rico Castagno for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. So maybe a bit of an overspend. You know, he's valued at £14 million, but in my opinion, an 85 rated winger, 27 years old, and of course English, which I love to see, is quite a good deal in my opinion. For Enrique Castagno isn't really good at all, to be honest. He's only 71 overall, so I don't mind that at all. And also Spurs have accepted a loan deal for Anthony Wynn, but again, I wasn't sure about this, to be honest. I thought about it, but I don't really need him. It will just be for peace of mind, and I know some people don't like that, so I thought, okay, what I'll do is I'll just stall it for the time being. Wilkinson has declined his contract, so we offer him a new one. We give him squad rotation status, and we'll wait and see what he says, because he's never going to be a first-team player with Dier and Gutierrez ahead of him, and Kevin Bartley, but still, we'll wait and see what he says. But Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain has accepted his contract, so the Ox is going to come in, and that's really good. I actually skipped past this by accident, so sorry for that. What happened was City accepted a bid for Till since we offered him a contract. We got a bid for Carrasco, which we rejected. Spurs rejected a bid for Glenn Robinson, and also we accepted Oxlade-Chamberlain's contract. So that's what happened there. I'm sorry about that. I skipped over that way too quickly, but there you go. Oxlade-Chamberlain has come in, and I'm very happy with that deal. I really am. He's going to play on the left attacking mid slot and cut into his right foot. Kelvin will cut into his left from the right side. Sousa will play as a playmaker. This is becoming an awesome, awesome side. We put in a new bid for Glenn Robinson of, look at this, £33 million for the 84 rated CM. That is just a huge overspend, but to be honest, I really want him, and my desperation is showing right now. You know, it really is. There's no two ways about it. I'm desperate for this guy. I really am, and we put in a bid of £33 million and wait to see what Spurs say. Also, Wilkinson has accepted his contract, so the centre-back is going to come in for £13 million. So we go ahead and accept this deal. Well, I was going to stall it for the time being, but as you'll see here, I did indeed go ahead and accept it. I was going to stall it, but I thought, nah, I'll accept it. I'll bring him in, because although I am probably going to overspend for Robinson if I do get him in, I still do want a good fourth choice centre half, and that's who I've got in Matthew Wilkinson. Great stats here, 82 overall, 6 foot 20-year-old English centre back, amazing strength at 90 for just 23 years old, amazing defensive stats, stand tackle 92, very awesome centre half. So I'm really pleased with that deal. Also, Ricky Tilson is going to come in as well for £7.5 million. So, you know, I said I saw this guy at Spurs and I was thinking about signing him, but I never decided to do so. But he does look very good. We did actually stall this deal for the time being, whilst I considered bids elsewhere, but I'll tell you right away, he's definitely a target of mine, and I'll be very surprised if we don't go ahead and sign him in the end. But still, a bid came in for Francisco De Paula, one of our random strikers. He's on his way to QPR on a season-long loan, so that's good. That'll give him some game time. And also, Spurs have finally told us exactly what they want for Glenn Robinson. They want £44.5 million for the centre mid. It's just ridiculous. We stalled the bids for Tilson and Wright because, of course, and Win as well, because, of course, we are still, you know, praying for Robinson, really. He's the one I really want. And we also request some funds from the board as well. We asked the board for £5 million. They've said they want us to win everything this year, so I thought, well, at least give us a bit more money. So we asked them for £5 million, and they say yes, which is really nice. Usually they'll barter with us and say, we'll give you £3.8 million, or we'll give you 2.2, or you're not good enough. But they said they give us £5 million straight off the bat, so that's kind of nice. But anyway, transfer offers came in for Harry Kane and Ermakov here. Monaco want Kane for £11.5 million. I asked them for £30 million and wait to see what they say, just to barter with them and see what Monaco want. And also Ermakov as well, big came in from our former club Napoli. They want him for £12.5 million, and I was thinking that's not, you know, too bad of a deal, but he's worth more than that. So we'll say £20 million and wait and see what they say, because I'm not a big fan of Ermakov anyway, to be honest. But even so, I'll wait and see what they say. Also, a transfer comes in for Brian Carrasco here. It's Dortmund for £12 million, and of course we say no. And also Lee Catamol comes to us and says that he is going to retire at the end of the season. So, well, he says he's going to think about it, but usually that means that he will retire. So Catamol looks like he's going to retire at the end of the season, loyal servant to the club. And also Napoli come back to us, Ari Ermakov, and said they'll give us £16.5 million. Now, we signed this guy for a free agent so many seasons ago at Millwall, and he has just developed into an 84 rated overall player, an incredible achievement, it really has been. And I asked Napoli for £18.5 million, and they can take him, because even though I'm not a big fan of him, I still want to get at least his valuation. So we'll wait and see what they say. And also Robinson, Spurs aren't going to go lower than £44.5 million, and I'm sitting there thinking, why? This is the main player I want. This is my guy. This is who I want. I made him who he is at Spurs. Now let me take him back, you know. But they don't seem to want to let him go. Also, John Joe Anderson is going to spend a season on loan at Vicarage Road. He's going to go to Watford. The reason behind that is because he's not going to get much game time here with the arrival of Oxlade-Chamberlain and Suso. So we're going to send him to Watford, and because he hasn't really developed as well as I'd like him to, hopefully with some first team experience in the Championship, he'll get some good game time. time, and he'll improve very nicely. Also, Monaco have matched a £30 million deal for Harry Kane, so how about that? Kane could be on his way to France for £30 million. That's crazy. And also, Roma said they won't go higher than £22 million for Liali, so we just said no. And the last thing you'll see is a pre-season friendly against Bayern Munich, which we of course did simulate. And yeah, as always guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like. It's much appreciated. It really does help my channel out. Apologies for those of you that like games in career mode episodes, but I wasn't able to fit any into this one. But thanks for watching the video anyway. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you for the next episode of my career mode very soon.